I want to quickly review MediaFem, and MediaFem is a great company. And the question is, are they the best sell-side ad platform? This is how they position themselves. And into this conversation, we want to find out really if they are a great sell-side ad platform. So here's an overview I really want you to pay attention to. So when you think about MediaFem, I want you to close your eyes and think about one of the best audio advertising software tools for sell-side ad technology. And in the last few years, what we love is that they have been innovating like crazy. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And so MediaFem gives the publishers the freedom to make money their way. So you're able to monetize your content based on your own strategy, based on the target audience that you want to really focus on. This is just fantastic. And so one thing I want to say here is that it's important to understand that MediaFem is a sell-side ad tech company. And so they provide holistic demand management and intermediation solutions for publishers. So if you are, let's say, you are out there and you are a publisher, you will love MediaFem. You'll love their technology. You'll love all the tools and capabilities that they have created to actually help publishers like you. I'll go, let's say I'll go in details later on in the show, but it's really important to understand that MediaFem actually smartly integrates ad serving for display. Oh yeah. They do mobile, they do audio, they do smart speakers, they do video into one holistic stack. And so the AI yield optimization algorithm provides a new way to sell inventories to programmatic buyers. Okay. And the cool thing here is that MediaFem, they offer omni-channel and cross-platform technology. So this is kind of cool. What are the pros and cons of this player here? So the pros, you have multiple engagement options. You have AI tools to maximize yield. You have good transparency in the process. We love that a lot. What about the cons? The payment schedule is kind of slow, and they have a confusing interface. They need to really work a lot on the UI. So MediaFem, if you're listening to us, we want to really revamp your UI a little bit, because right now you guys, we've seen the work you've been doing. And we've been actually monitoring your work for the last 3 to 4 years. And you've been doing a lot of great work, but you need to work on the UX. Very important. By the way, welcome back to the show. Really appreciate having you here, boss. In today's conversation, we're quickly going to do an in-depth review of MediaFem. Now, I want to talk to you about the process. See, the thing is that when you think about MediaFem, you have to first think about a player that's constantly changing. Now, they're not based in the States, and they're actually headquartered in beautiful London, UK. And the thing here is that even though they're geographically based in the UK, they are basically expanding around the world. They have offices in major places, major capital cities in the world. And what we love about MediaFem is that they are trying to really make programmatic and programmatic ad strategy and management a lot better for publishers. See, their entire focus is on publishers. So they have actually come up with, let's say, a series of tools, capabilities, modules, and they have a lot of things that really are trying to help sellers, media sellers, actually make more money to optimize revenue. What we love is that it's not just about using AI. It's about just using like traditional techniques, traditional strategies if needed. So they are combining in a very wonderful way traditional techniques with AI, with the revolutionary cutting edge practices to make sure that the overall proposition is really value added. And so one thing we have seen here is that MediaFem is trying to position itself at the intersection of, let's say, media buying and media selling in a programmatic way. And many publishers have ceded their independence in order to achieve revenue growth through a series of, let's say, complicated relationships with demand partners and intermediaries. And so in doing so, publishers have lost control of the process of selling their audience to buyers. And so basically the thing that MediaFem is doing is that they're trying to really propose a solution that will help you. Like they're trying to design a demand pathway that will optimize your revenue model for, if you're a publisher, and so that you are able to see through the process. You're able to have transparency, control. You are able to get margin to actually see exactly what really happens to your content once you monetize it. That's the goal. Are they doing a good job so far? Yes. So far, so good. They're not there yet. I mean, basically, sometimes when we analyze their process, You have some glitches here and there in terms of UX, for example. You might have, like I spoke earlier about the confusing interface. The user experience in general can be better. They're working on it, but they're not there yet. You have the fact that their customer service can be a little problematic depending on when you reach out to them. So they have a few things they need to work on. Now, here's a review I really want you to pay attention to. So when you think about MediaFem, what I want you to think about is that they have a strong elements that they really bring into the table. In other words, there are areas where this company is really kicking ass big time, big time. So basically, they do a great job when it comes to helping you as a publisher of audio ads monetize your content. And basically, whether audiences are going through their morning routines, working from home, cooking in their kitchens, or entertaining friends and family, MediaFem does it very well because it's making it easy for you to connect with an audience of millions during those unique listening moments in the connected world, home and beyond. And remember, well, it doesn't matter whether somebody's listening to a podcast or cooking or jogging in the morning or going to work. At that time, that person is fully immersed. When somebody's jogging, when somebody's just listening to a podcast content, that person is really, 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 fully immersed, right? So this creates an opportunity for your brain to resonate with the listener. And so you are able to actually go through a platform such as MediaFem. So MediaFem is really helping you sell your content, distribute your content to millions of listeners. They have the company has the platform, has the infrastructure, has built a technology around the modules that are needed to distribute media and audio ads in particular seamlessly to millions of listeners. Okay, so this is kind of cool because what happens here is that you are able to, as a publisher, become part of the listener's favorite streaming moments. You are able to also be part of a quality inventory because MediaFem has built a catalog of quality inventory that they actually distribute through the likes of Alexa News, Twitch, and Amazon Publisher Direct, for example, or Amazon Music ad supported tier. And one thing I want to say here is that you are able to reach audiences. You are able to talk to Spotify listeners. You're able to speak to Pandora listeners. You're able to reach a global audience, not just local, global. I want to talk to you about the features. So when you think about MediaFem, basically some of the features they have are great, some are not so great. And again, remember when we talk about MediaFem, we really want to talk about a work in progress. Okay, this company was not actually created. Like they had not been around for 20 years or 30 years here, because again, we're talking about programmatic audio. We are talking about the sellers. We're talking about demand side. And we're also talking about sales side also and sales, but because we're focusing on publishers in general, we're really focusing more on sales side, the sales side part of things, right? And so MediaFem has a constellation of features. For example, we love the fact that they have their AI yield optimization algorithm. This is really, really, really where MediaFem is really showing their prowess. They're showing their innovative acumen, if you will. Because this optimization algorithm allows you to really connect with, if you're a publisher, allows you to distribute, or at least to have your content placed where it really matters. You want to connect with audiences that really will love your audio ads, will love to hear from you, will love to hear about your content. Again, MediaFem does a great job when it comes to having a clear intersection between geography, okay, and demographics. So this is really good. This is really cool. If you were to ask us, this is really cool. And we also love the fact that MediaFem is doing a great job in terms of omni-channel and cross-platform distribution. Here also, they're doing a great job, but they need to make sure that the intersection of those two is happening in real time. And right now, it's not happening in real time across all platforms. And this is creating a bit of delay, a bit of a revenue loss for publishers. And so MediaFem has to pay attention to that. Omnichannel and cross-platform, they has to be integrated. Those two have to be integrated. So the duality, those two elements must be integrated. And you also have, when you think about MediaFem, you also have a transparent and unique trading platform. And transparency is really great when it comes to MediaFem. They do a great job in terms of making sure that you have you are able to see exactly where your ads are going, what kind of not your ads, but what kind of ads are placed on your content. So remember, MediaFem is a sell-side ad technology company providing holistic demand management and intermediation solutions for publishers. So by integrating ad serving for display, mobile, video, header, wrapper capabilities, and upstream functionality into one holistic stack, what they have done is that they have established a new standard for selling inventory to programmatic buyers. Let me talk to you quickly about the value added here. So what are we talking about? When we talk about MediaFem, the thing is that, the company is really doing a great job in terms of selling ads better. So you're able to, if you are a publisher, let's say you have created your content, right? Okay, how do you monetize it? How do you generate revenue? How do you actually how do you make sure that you're distributing your ads optimally, your audio ads optimally across your content? Here is where MediaFem actually kicks in. Here's where they start working. So basically, you are able to access more domain and maximize the value of every impression. Again, we're talking about more revenue over time, but also more revenue today. And so what MediaFem is doing here is that they actually have a global access. They have created a global access process to a diverse domain. And again, the demand is not just local. If you're in the States, if you're in the UK, if you are in Nigeria, if you're in Australia, if you're in Brazil, you have access to you have global access to diverse demand. So you can make your inventory available to hundreds of DSPs and trading desks and the tens of thousands of advertisers they represent. With MediaFem, you can really rest assured that you are getting brand protection and quality content. Now, this is an area where really MediaFem shines. I mean, we have said before, there are certain areas where they really have to do a lot more work, but in this area, they really do a great job. And with MediaFem, you also have you are guaranteed greater yield from each impression, because they do have a real-time bidding, so an RTB technology that really helps you monetize your audience for greater yield on impression. And if you are a publisher and you've been in this game for a while, you know that yield on impressions is really important. And so this is kind of cool. And also you have advanced automation at scale. So this is something that MediaFem does very well in terms of packaging, negotiating, and executing reserved premium buys. And another thing that we want to say here when it comes to the value added here with MediaFem is that can you believe that they have completely revamped the audio ad buying process? It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And the thing here is that when we talk about revamping, we're speaking about the MediaFem introducing brand protection and safety. So you're able to actually, so if you are a publisher, you know that your content is safe. You know that your content is adaptable to the specific audiences that the content is being distributed to. And this sort of creates trust in the process, because the last thing you want, when you really think about it, if you're a publisher, you don't want your content to be delivered to subpar audiences, not subpar audiences. You don't want your content rather to be distributed via subpar platforms. So you are reaching, in the end, you're reaching the wrong audiences, quote unquote wrong audiences, because you want your audience to resonate with your content. And if it's distributed to an audience that does not resonate with it, then we have a problem. Okay. And also, one thing that MediaFem does really well is that they have a format to fit your business. So you can actually choose from a wide variety of placement types that are completely customizable to your site layout and design. And MediaFem actually offers advanced header bidding solutions to maximize the impact of real-time bidding. So RTB is an important element for MediaFem. And you know what? for a good reason, for a good reason, because this is how they make money. This is how you make money also as a publisher. And so the bottom line here is you're able to customize your header bidding configuration, okay? And you're able to, whether you're a client side or server side, you are or hybrid, you have multiple hosting options here. And the bottom line is you are able to see an increased ROI for your audio ads. So overall, when you think about MediaFem and when you think about the value they are adding, oh boy, they have been doing they've been doing a lot of work, and we love the constellation of features they're adding. We love the kind of great work they're doing when it comes to ad buying, when it comes to ad selling, the sell side, the buy side, and really, in all this intersection, paying attention to the interest and priorities of publishers like you. Let's quickly talk about UX and customer support. So when you think about MediaFem, in terms of user experience, fantastic. User experience is fantastic, but as I said before, they need to do a better job in terms of making their dashboard, their platform, their overall platform. Let's say they have to make it a lot more user-friendly. Right now, it's great, but it demands a little bit of like a learning curve at the beginning. But overall, we were pretty sure that they were going to improve things, as everything when it comes to audio ad software or audio ad platform. Those things are a work in progress, right? They are work in progress processes. And maybe 1 year from now, when you listen to this show, or 10 years from now, when you listen to this show, MediaFem would be at that point a fantastic platform. But right now, they have some work to do. But that's for UX. For, let's say if you have a problem, if you have a question, unfortunately, there is no phone to call. They don't have a phone support. And I mean, if you are a publisher, you can reach out to them. They actually have a ticket status program. So you actually create a ticket. So you ask your question, and the ticket will be issued around your question, and somebody will get back to you. And in terms of response time, we have seen that they are really fast. They are relatively fast, depending on how, like, the seasonality. They're usually slower around the holiday season, which is logical when you really think about it. And but if you reach out to them, they'll get back to you real quick. You can also email them at support@mediafem.com. Now, if you email that sort of their address, don't expect them to get back to you real quick, though. This is a general address, as you can imagine. But so if you have a question, let's say you have a question about something, they have a knowledge base that's very comprehensive. So they have FAQs. They talk about reporting dashboard. If you go to their website, they actually explain everything. They talk about ad units. They talk about payments. They talk about a lot of topics that are of importance to publishers. And so this is kind of cool. So our verdict is that MediaFem is a great platform for sell-side audio ads. Fantastic. So if you are a publisher, you are looking for a way to distribute your content, to monetize your content, to generate more revenue, we strongly recommend MediaFem. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just quickly talking to you about MediaFem, and I gave you the overview, the process, the review, the features, the value added, the UX and customer support, and the verdict. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.